I was training almost every day for multiple
yeah.
hours, not making any
You were
progress.
blindly training.
Not knowing where to go, not how to make progress, you're gonna quit. I've seen huge improvement too. It just felt right. I was making faster progress. It changed everything.
The clips that you just watched, that is exactly what happens when you stop guessing and follow a proven structure. In just 3 months of working with me one-on-one, my client Emerson went from being completely stuck on a tuck planche all the way to now unlocking his straddle planche, rock solid handstand, front lever, human flag, as well as improving his physique while maintaining his busy schedules. Before we started, he was grinding on his own, trying to understand what he was doing and if it was right, as well as spending hours training and getting the bare minimum progress. If you're watching this, you probably know exactly how that feels. In today's video, I'll sit down with him and unpack exactly how we were able to bridge that massive gap in just 90 days. We're going to talk about the exact experience, the frustrating moments, and the controversial progress. But let me be completely upfront with you. We didn't use any magic formula or it wasn't any secret sauce. We simply used a structured program, an understanding of specific training methods, and a clear path. So if you're looking for a 30-day shortcut to a full planche, handstand, front lever, or getting that dream physique, then this video is not for you. But if you want to see how real elite functional strength is built and hear it from someone who just did it, then listen up. And for those who don't know me, I'm Ako, a full-time calisthenics coach and athlete. I personally achieved crazy skills such as the planche, the handstand variations, front lever, etc., as well as my dream physique in just under a year. I've helped countless other people achieve extraordinary calisthenics skills and goals, including their dream physique with a proven structure and guidance. Now, without wasting any more time, let's get into the interview.
I want you to take me back to the earlier you before we started working together. What did your training look
Like, and what was your biggest frustration, struggle?
Yeah, so before we started training, I was all over the place. I didn't really have a focus. I knew I wanted the handstand, I wanted the planche at some point, the front lever, all that stuff. I kind of had it, but I was still all over the place, going to the park, doing whatever I felt like doing. Just pure intuition, no structure, basically. Intuition, as good as you told me, which is great. I learned that, but it was just pure intuition, so it wasn't good. I wasn't making much progress. When I saw you come up on my YouTube feed, I was like, oh, I like how he's explaining everything. I can see that it's not like it's structured, but in a proper way, not too hardcore. Like do this, then that, then this, then that, then this, and you'll get it. Like that doesn't work, at least for me. So my frustration was just not making any progress, not knowing where to go, how to structure my whole training, really.
So it was like
You were blindly training,
not understanding what you're even doing, I guess.
Yeah, it was like half. I knew what I was doing, but also I didn't know what I was doing. So I was like, I had way too many ideas of what to do. I just didn't know what was actually effective and where I was, like the level that I was and what I should focus on.
Okay. And I mean, you're already
So
in the advanced level. I mean, you're already doing tuck planche. It's not
like a beginner level, I would say, 100%. You're already advanced.
and your goal was also to like work on specific skills such as the planche.
Front lever and handstand. And why did you think you were stuck doing or working towards those skills?
yeah, so I guess it just goes back to the whole having too many options, watching a lot of videos like everyone does, and just having so many ideas of exercises and no focus, pretty much. So, for example, the handstand, I would have like every day when I want to practice a handstand, I'd be like, okay, I can do this or this or this or this or this or this, like 10 different exercises or more.
Yeah.
I didn't know where I was, like what level I was already at and what I should focus on. Same thing with the planche, same thing with the front lever. So many exercises, everyone's saying different things. And again, that's why I chose to try out with you, because again, I just liked the vibe and liked how you were explaining things.
Appreciate a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
And also, like,
Since this is also a huge topic in calisthenics, not only for you, but also for other people, how do you think that the lack of progress affect your motivation? Because, I mean, when you not progress, of course, it's like you aren't seeing the results that you want to see, and that also affects our motivation to continue calisthenics. And how did that affect you before?
To be honest, Like, yeah, it was frustrating, but I just genuinely enjoyed bodyweight working out. So even if I wasn't making much progress in skills, I was still making progress strength wise and physically, like with my body and all that stuff. So who knows if I would have quit at some point because I would see no progress at all. The only part that was frustrating was like I want to get these skills,
Hmm.
but had I never gotten the skills or made progress like this, I would just be in the mindset of every day waking up and not knowing exactly what I need to do that day for my workout and always have to be in my head. It was more of like a mental thing that I got a
Hmm.
coach, knowing what to do and not having to think not to think of too many different options and just doing whatever at the park.
So for you, it was like just enjoying the process. You weren't sure what you had to do, and that was so-called holding you back, I guess, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Obviously, everyone wants to make progress. Sure, I was enjoying it, but it's like playing a sport and you're at the same level for your entire life. It's like, I like the sport. I wanted to get better
Yeah.
though, right? So, yeah.
I mean, like, there's like millions of fitness programs.
Or other coaches and so many tutorials online, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, okay? And why did you decide to commit to a one-on-one calisthenics coach?
Instead of just following some random YouTube tutorials. And why did you specifically choose me, I guess, in this case?
Okay, yeah. So that's like two. I can answer those, both of those. So why I didn't choose to just follow, just get a program and follow that? It's pretty obvious for most people that get a trainer. It's everyone's at a different level. Everyone has a different body proportions. Everyone has different strengths and weaknesses, and a program that's made for like the masses will only work for some people, but most people probably not. So I didn't want to waste money, even if it would have been a lot cheaper. Maybe I didn't want to waste time and money, and then I'd feel even more demotivated if it didn't work because I'd be like, what's wrong with me? It's not
Hmm.
working. It's a program that works for other people. So I knew my mindset wouldn't have been good for something like that had it not worked, which most likely it wouldn't have. Why I went with you specifically out of all other one-on-one coaches that exist, honestly, there's two, I would say, main reasons, maybe more, but off the top of my head, one, honestly, I like that you were just starting out because I knew you weren't kind of like, I'm not sure how to put it, but like not becoming commercialized in a way. Like
Hmm.
I feel like going with someone who's a lot bigger kind of is more likely to just throw together something and just be like, yeah, I need to go to the next client now. Oh, now go to the next client. Second, again, going back to the more important part, I liked how you explained everything. It felt like I vibed with it. Everyone else kind of felt like either too like know it all, like they were acting like they knew everything too
Hmm.
hard, like too much. And again, I saw how fast you're making how fast you made your progress. I really liked how you mentioned in your YouTube video that actually got me hooked to get
Yeah.
you as a coach, which was a short saying structuring your program with skill first and then hypertrophy after. And it felt like my mind was just like, that's so obvious. Why didn't I think of this? This guy's good. And I just liked your vibes. So that's pretty much it.
I mean, I understand it. Like, also with the first point.
Like a program that is meant for everyone is meant technically for no one, because you cannot speak to everyone and say that they have to do something just because it worked for one person, you know. And I feel like that's in your case especially. I mean like you're quite tall, 183 centimeters if
I
I
got it right.
Yeah.
And I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's not an average, like, calisthenics enthusiast, you know? I mean, it's not something bad, but like, I mean, like, respect to your progress. You're
actually doing shadows, so that is also showing that even if you, like a 183 centimeter height person, can achieve these calisthenics stuff just by understanding the structure.
and not following any basic program that is meant for everyone, you know?
Now, what was about my like specific approach to functional strength or like skill strength and structure?
That made you think like this was it.
It just felt right. I wish I could give more of like a concrete answer. It just felt right. There was a structure that was huge. I liked, and and I just like I said, my intuition before I got you of liking the skill first, hypertrophy after really worked with me. I liked that. At the end of the workout, I actually felt like my muscles worked, the proper ones. I never really felt that before. I never felt those being sore from pushing. The fact, just how you structured it with so much focus and sets with adequate rest for each skill work, and then going on to hypertrophy afterwards,
Hmm.
it just worked really well. And I felt like I actually got a proper workout in that like skill level and that skill that I was working on and the muscles for that skill. Whereas before I was kind of like, I'll do this and that and this and that, and then I might be sore at the end, I might not. So who knows? I'm making progress.
Yeah.
Whereas your program, I actually was able to kind of, since I'm focusing so much and I actually have a focus, a proper structure, I was able to see progress more concretely, if that makes sense.
So the commitment was there, but having a coach doesn't mean the work gets easier. It just gets more precise. As I say always, there are no magic pills, and his reaction to his first training block proves it. Listen closely to how he used a given program in intuition.
Yeah, I understand.
So
I mean, like, also that's why I also tell to everyone, like, there is technically no like magic pill to achieve outcome, and it's just
Structured work, you just have to have a clear structure, intuition with it, and then you can have the results that you need. And like for you, in your case, the first time you saw my training program, I think I forgot the reaction, but like, can you share me a little bit? Like, what did it feel like?
or what was your reaction when I sent you the first training block?
honestly, just relief. I'm not gonna lie. It's like, structure. I have to think too much right now. I'm, and on top of it all, I was happy because I was learning how to structure my own programs later on, right? I was using it as both to progress and see how things go, learn about myself and see what works, and then later on, I know what to continue. I know how to continue towards the skill that we are specifically working towards. For example, the planche, handstand, front lever. Obviously, once I get to the planche push up or front lever pull up, that'll be different,
Yeah.
and I'm hoping to come back. I'm hoping to come back, like I mentioned before. But at least now I know how to go about getting the first skills that we were mainly focusing on. And I've made a lot of progress in all of them. Well, except for the front lever, but that's because I've been slacking. So that's on me, but still made progress. I still made good progress. I'm not going to lie. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you were so busy. I can tell. I remember, like,
And still you've been making progress. Also, a lot of people can probably relate. Like, how was it for you with
these busy schedules or like busy times.
that you were able to push through the program?
This goes to intuition now. The fact that I always liked to structure it before, and then you basically structured it in a better, like same way as I was doing before, but better with actual days. You were splitting them into like days, and as long as I did each day in the week, that's what mattered. Basically, that's what I did most of the time. Honestly, there wasn't a single week where I actually, maybe there was like a couple weeks in the whole program, the whole 3 months, where I actually followed the program day one, day two, day three, day four. Most of the time I was going like, okay, day three, then day one, then day four, then day two, or whatever, depending on how I felt, depending on how busy my schedule was, and depending on what I worked the day prior. For example, if I did it doesn't have to be too accurate, but day three was like front lever skill day. The next day I would do hypertrophy, and then I would take a day between rest, and then do the planche uh, skill work, and then
Yeah.
so I would mix and match the days so that they fit well together, gave me good rest for each muscle group and fit into my schedule. Because hypertrophy days were shorter,
Hmm.
obviously, because it's
Yeah.
less rest times in between. The skill days were longer, so I had to have more time for that. Being able to intuitively move things around as I wanted to, as long as I got the days done in the week, was huge.
Oh, and would you also say like
Intuition that you built into your structured workout like changed everything also?
Yeah, honestly, it changed everything, especially now if I be going on my own now to continue getting to get these skills. Now I know that what I was initially kind of thinking was correct, and you actually helped me see how to structure it even better now. So now I know I can just create a schedule, create a workout plan of days, the skills, whatever I need to work, and as long as I get those done in the week, that's what matters. It doesn't have to be Monday I do this, Tuesday I do this, Wednesday I do
Mhm.
this, and Thursday and Friday and Saturday, Sunday. And I would say something else that I liked a lot about it was you made me realize that I didn't have to train every single day. Before we started training, I was training almost every day for
Oh
multiple
yeah,
hours because I
true.
enjoyed
Yeah.
it. Yes, I enjoyed it, but with no structure, I was making even slower progress than we were now with almost half the days, basically. So with your program, we're doing like instead 3 to 4 days a week, and I was making faster progress because there was so much focus, structure, while being intuitive.
Yeah, so I mean, like less training hours and
And
more
more progress. I
Yep,
mean, that's the perfect thing about
exactly.
calisthenics, and many people who are actually struggling to
probably push every single day, every single rep, and also continuing and building on top of that. Like many people think calisthenics is just
push-ups, pull-ups,
Dips, pull-ups.
dips, yeah, and
Yep.
like
how did your focus on skills change the way your body feels?
To be real, obviously I felt more soreness in my joints because skill work does that. So let's
yeah.
be real. But I felt overall stronger, and I saw my physique getting actually bigger through that work. Like obviously, I could have just repped out hypertrophy and done street workout, and I would get even a more jacked build if I really wanted to. But beforehand, when I was all over the place, I was kind of like in this limbo state, not really improving, not really getting bigger or
Hmm.
smaller or anything, just kind of in this limbo state, slowly getting bigger maybe. But again, with the structure and repeating the same exercises each week, I actually started seeing progress in my muscles because they were able to over time improve and improve and improve instead of flip flopping between a bunch of different exercises every week. Yeah, and otherwise, when it comes to overall strength and hypertrophy and all, and just everything else in general, like outside of skill work, I've seen huge improvement too. My
Hmm.
muscle ups are, for example, as much as muscle ups, we only that was only in the schedule like I think once a week as a hypertrophy thing. But now my muscle ups are like super clean, like no swing, no keep. Even got better at the slow muscle up with the false grip. As much as we weren't doing false grip stuff, my strength overall in my joints helped me get better at that. I
Man,
got better at other
wonderful.
things.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. Oh,
So
and like, talking about results, like
What skills can you perform now, like that you couldn't perform like 3 months ago or six?
So I'll start with the handstand because the handstand was the most just I was at a level. You told me that I was at a level that I can just keep spamming it, and that's it. Because before our training, I was like, again, I didn't know what if I was at that level yet to just keep spamming it or do wall stuff or what or not.
hmm
And you let me know that yeah, your main thing would just be to spam free kick like kick up and free handstands. And I've made huge progress because of that. Now almost like every day now I can get a few good holds. When we started, I was like on a good day I could get maybe one good hold. So that's handstands. When it comes to the planche, that's the biggest one.
Oh
I was
yeah.
only on the tuck, and you corrected me on saying that my advanced tuck was actually just like a puck, a pike
Yeah,
planche.
like yeah.
Yeah, it was a pike tuck planche, whatever thing. So when I had to like, you taught me how to lower it, and I went from just pretty much barely an advanced tuck to now, like you said, I guess a 45 degree ish like
Straddle, yeah.
straddle, which is huge progress, especially for like the
Huge.
range in my shoulders and arms. Of course, for me it was the arms the main thing because being this tall, there was a lot of pressure in my shoulders and my joints. That's the main thing I wanted was just to build up the strength in my arms.
I mean, for the planche,
I, to be honest, am so astonished because I actually reviewed the video you actually sent, the very first video you sent in the chat.
it was
Okay.
actually the planche. It was so funny to see just after the next scroll of the planche, you already fixed the form, you know?
I mean, the advanced tech form. You didn't have the pike form and it changed, and now you're doing straddle, which is insane for your height. It took me
Way longer, you know? And it will take so many people way longer. So, man, huge respect to you as well.
your hard work, but yeah, that really proves how much work you put in and proof of the structure actually working in your training.
Even if you were tall, even if you had long training before, you reduced it.
You had less training hours but made more progress. So really
And
great.
with that shorter training now, I can have more free time to mess around at the park instead of, and not feel bad about it, honestly. Because again, I still genuinely enjoy just training and doing calisthenics, so I still want to go to the park almost every day. I kind of have to hold myself back in a way, but I'm able to more freely feel okay with just messing around and doing a few muscle ups and then swings and then leaving the park or whatever as I pass by. Whereas in the past, I'd be like, in my head, like, am I wasting my time doing this? Is this a good idea? Is it about this right? Right. So now I have the structure. I can finish my workouts, and once I'm have that done for the day or for the week, I just know what's coming up and it's structured, right? I can more freely enjoy myself outside of the training.
Okay, if you were to compare yourself now to
Your earlier you with the form or strength, what is the biggest difference that you like can tell right now?
the biggest one.
The biggest one, because there's a lot of honestly probably just the strength. The form the form obviously it's good that you fixed me on all that and you were there. That was huge. Otherwise, I could have been just doing bad form for the rest of time. So that was huge. But overall, when it comes to the overall program, the improvements in my strength, I have to say. Otherwise, just knowing that you're there to correct my form whenever I needed to, just to check on my form, because I always wanted the form to be perfect. So
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and also to the form, do you think, how important do you think visual feedback is? Because many people just think having a great program is perfect. That's all you need, you know? And yes, I can say,
If some people are really good at it, if they spend quite a lot of time, then yes, it is capable.
but do you think visual feedback also makes a huge difference in your progress?
oh, 100% for sure. As much as I still slack and I kind of don't do it as much as I should, I'm learning. I'm doing it more now. I'm doing it more and more, and regularly recording myself now at the gym for certain things. Like you'd be surprised just from your own recording, without even asking someone else, just from your own recording to see like, oh, my form actually isn't good. I have to correct this or this.
Hmm.
And obviously having the coach there to like share it with, they can give even more feedback on maybe things that you overlooked in your own recording. But just straight up recording yourself is
Yeah.
huge, and I learned that it's very important because I corrected myself a lot. Okay, I want to record myself and send Echo a video, and then I would look at it and be like, my form is actually pretty bad here. I'll fix it right. I'll fix this right away, and then I'll record myself again for the next set, and then I'd be like, okay, cool, now it looks good. I'll send it to Akko so that he can tell me what else I might be missing, if anything. It's like self-coaching, recording yourself. You kind of have to.
That was even better for me because I can then identify
What your problem is right now, and also what you're currently lacking, if it's whether it's the strength, the mobility,
or maybe it's just some kind of activation failure, you know. So I think that is a huge,
key to actually progress in calisthenics.
and I would also recommend everyone else to do it.
Seeing those skills unlocked is exactly why we train and continue to train, but it isn't meant for everyone. So to wrap things up, I asked him a final question. For who is this program for? And more importantly, who is going to completely fail at it? If you're on the fence about stepping up your training, you have to listen to this final advice. Okay, so knowing what you know about what is required for actually getting progress or like getting the results you want, who would you say this coaching program is not for?
Is not for.
Not for, yeah.
Okay. Obviously, someone who expects to get to a certain point by the end of it, it all comes down to the person themselves. Like they can have the greatest coach in the world, but if they don't put the work in, they're not going to magically sprinkle skills into you. You have to kind of do the work. And on top of it all, the coach doesn't like the coach can know as much about you. They can be your best friend, but they're still not you. Body is yours. You're a different height. They don't know how it is to be in your height situation, your weight situation, your background. Everyone has a different background athletically. So it's not fair to be like, if I follow this program for 3, 6 months, 1 year, I'm gonna get this skill, because it comes down to you, how much you work, your own physical, like just height and weight and all that stuff, and your background. It's not for someone who expects like results 100% no matter what.
On the other side, on the other flip side, you know,
Who do you think absolutely needs this kind of structured calisthenics coaching? Or
it doesn't even have to be a coaching. Like this knowledge, the structure, the intuition, and all of this understanding. Who do you think needs it?
Honestly, someone like I'll just say someone like me. I got a lot out of it because, like I told you from the get-go, I wasn't only getting the coaching just to see myself progress. I was getting the coaching to also learn how to structure my own training afterwards. Because let's be real, no one is going to have a coach for their entire life unless they're rich, obviously, or professionals or whatever. But most people are going to do a program 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, come back, you know, in the future, maybe for future progress in like a different skill or whatever. So I took it as like a learning opportunity to see how I can structure my programs.
Hmm.
And at the same time, obviously, seeing how it's applied through the coaching for 3 months, from you correcting me and checking in, switching the program a little bit as we progress. So now I have a good idea of how to get towards the planche now, the front lever, and continue the handstand, I guess. That's pretty straightforward, but I have a good idea now, so I can go on with myself and get there,
I mean, I can
basically.
tell that, yeah, because like
I can also say you're one of the clients who like backed up and asked
so many questions, you know, and it's not something bad. It's actually really good. You were asking questions, you wanted to understand it, and
through that you also got the knowledge you need and you're able to work on alone, you know, and I think that's a huge part.
now, last final message to the viewers who are actually watching. Like, imagine.
It is someone else like sitting on the fence, you know, and watching this video and they want to unlock these elite
Skills, or maybe just want to get stronger, maybe feel better, build a good physique, or in general just start with calisthenics, but are afraid of like committing, or afraid that they're not motivated enough, not seeing the results, not getting the outcome that they want to, even though they're putting the effort.
What is your like genuine advice to them and message that you want to give them?
Find what you genuinely enjoy. I'm assuming that since you're looking at calisthenics is what you genuinely enjoy. But figure out what is it in calisthenics that you like. Liking something, genuinely liking something, is what will get you progress through consistency. If you don't like training because of the type of training you're doing, you're not going to be consistent. You're not going to make progress. You're going to quit. You're going to come back. And that happened to me many times. I played sports all my life. Sure. I started, I stopped, I started, I stopped because I started with weights when I was like 17 or whatever. That lasted a month. I was bored out of my mind. Then forget how it went, but finally at like 22, I would say, whatever, like a few years ago, I started doing more just calisthenics. Once I built my base of pull-ups, dips, and all that stuff, then I branched off and I was like, I want to learn the skills. Like most people go into the branch of learning the skills, just finding what branch of calisthenics you like. When it comes to finding a coach, it could be Akko, it could be anyone else. Let's be real, but it comes down to like how you vibe with the coach and what you're looking for. For someone like me, again, who really was kind of all over the place, which is I feel most people, to be honest, from who I've talked to, Akko's program was absolutely perfect for me. Like I learned so much that I'm really confident to go on my own now and get to where I want to go. So for someone who thinks too much, watches too many videos of like what to do, doesn't have a structure, for sure I would say Akko is like for sure good, very, very good. Another coach can obviously cover that, maybe. I don't know, but overall, I feel like Akko is just like, yeah, I'm being real, very good if you're looking for a coach.
Social media does a good job of making these skills look like they happen overnight. There are so many fake tutorials, informations, and so many people gatekeeping these so-called crazy solutions and information, which is absolute nonsense. But as you heard, the secret was just getting rid of the noise. It wasn't anything revolutionary. We just stopped doing the stuff that wasn't working. And I believe most people aren't weak. They're just disorganized and that they're pointing it in the wrong direction. If you're currently in that spot where you're working hard but that needle doesn't seem to move and you just don't know what you have to do, I'd love to help you fix that direction. My calisthenics one-on-one coaching is open, but only for those who want to really take this seriously and want to take a step closer into calisthenics. If that sounds like your vibe, the link to apply is down in the description, or DM me the word journey on Instagram. If not, I just hope this video showed you that those impossible skills are possible and it just needs the right mind and focus. Stop guessing, start building, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.